This game right here is a piece of tabletop history. It's the game that vanished, exploded in price, built one of the strongest fan communities I've ever seen, and now it's back bigger than ever. This is Heroescape Age of Annihilation from Renegade Games. Today I'm taking a deep dive into what makes this game so special. We're going to unbox this massive set, take a closer look at the miniatures, terrain, cards, and everything inside, and I'll give you a full review of whether this game is worth adding to your collection. And this is just the start of a much bigger video. We'll also cover exactly how to play, then show you how to customize and upgrade your set with magnets and modular walls to make it a universal terrain system. If you're a gamer, painter, or hobbyist who loves building epic maps and tactical battles, buckle up. You're going to want to see what this game has to offer. Heroescape first launched in 2004, and it didn't just enter the board game scene, it changed it. Back then, most tabletop games had flat boards or simple paper maps. Heroescape broke that mold by giving players 3D terrain you could build yourself. The game even came with dozens of interlocking hex tiles that click together like Lego pieces, allowing players to create towering cliffs, narrow choke points, and sprawling battlefields. It became a phenomenon. Players of all ages were drawn. Players of all ages were drawn in, not just for the gameplay, but for the creativity. The combination of simple rules and endless customization meant that families could play after dinner, but more serious gamers could also spend an entire weekend building competitive maps and drafted armies. Over time, the fan community took Heroescape to a whole nother level. They created custom maps, designed their own character cards, ran national tournaments, and even maintained websites dedicated to keeping the game alive. When Hasbro discontinued it in 2010, Heroescape became one of the most sought-after tabletop sets on the second-hand market. People were paying hundreds of dollars just to get pieces of it. This game was a holy grail item for years. It has a legendary status that made gamers say, "Oh, I wish I bought that back then." And now, Age of Annihilation is here, bringing the system back with updated sculpts, new factions, and modern production values. This isn't just a crash grab, it's a love letter to the original and a chance for a new generation to experience it. So let's break down. This isn't your typical board game box. It's heavy, it feels like a toolbox, and when you crack it open, you immediately see why Heroescape has a reputation for being more than just a game. It's an entire system. Inside, everything has its place. The miniatures are individually set. Inside, everything has its place. The miniatures are individually put in there, the tiles are neatly stacked, and there's a sense of weight and presence to it all. This is not a game you'll play once and shove it in a closet. This is a kit you'll come back to for years. Let's start with the miniatures. There are over 70 figures in this set, spread across multiple factions, and what makes Heroescape unique is the range of style. This isn't just a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, it's both. You might have a squad of cybernetic soldiers fighting against undead creatures, or a dragon squaring off against a polar bear with a rival. Who knows? The sculpt quality is impressive. These miniatures are unpainted, which for some people is a downside, but for hobbyists, that's a dream. The blank slate means you can paint them however you want. You can match the official art, go wild with custom schemes, or use them in entirely different games. The scale is about 28mm, which makes it compatible for other tabletop systems like D&E, Pathfinder, and Guild Team. And the variety in this set is incredible. Each faction has its own theme and personality, and even the stance of the minis are dramatic. They look like they're mid-action, which makes the table feel alive when you play. One thing I love about Heroescape minis is that they're designed for gameplay first. They're durable, easy to handle, and they don't have fragile parts you find on some other wargame minis. That makes them perfect for families with young players. Here's a fun idea. If you paint your minis, consider using washes and dry brush techniques to bring out all the sculpt detail. Even a quick paint job will make these figures pop on the battlefield. This right here is the magic of Heroescape. The interlocking hex tiles are what make this game legendary. Each piece clicks together tightly. They're textured to look like grass, rocks, snow, water, lava, and you can stack them to create 3D battlefields. This isn't just a board, this is a playground for tactical gaming. There are single, double, triple, and even large terrain pieces. The plastic is thick and durable, and because they're modular, you can design any kind of map balanced tournament setups or wild story-driven landscape with castle, cliffs, and choke points. Map building is part of the game. It's almost like 2 games in one. First you design the battlefield, and then you fight on it. And here's where I want to get your opinion. If you had this set, would you use official maps from the rulebook or design your own? Personally, I love creating unique layouts, but I know a lot of players enjoy the balanced tournament maps. Drop your thoughts below. Each figure or squad comes with a card that has everything you need to know. Movement, speed, attack dice, defense dice, range, life, and their special powers. It's all right there, color-coded and easy to read. This design is part of why Heroescape is accessible. You don't need to memorize complicated rulebooks because everything is on its card. The accessories are equally well thought out. The dice are chunky, custom D6s, with clear symbols for skulls and shields. Glyphs are objectives markers that add strategy. Wound markers track damage, and initiative markers keep gameplay fast and fair. These components are durable, which is great because this game is built for years of play. I know players who still have the original Heroescape tiles and dice from nearly 20 years ago. The rulebook is fantastic. It's fully illustrated, split into basic games for new players and a master game for more in-depth. The diagrams are clear, and it even has scenarios for story-driven campaigns. You could teach a complete beginner in 10 minutes. Then dive into advanced rules without needing a separate guide. So let's talk impressions. This is more than just a board game. You're getting a modular terrain kit, a miniature collection, and a scrimmage game all in one. I've bought a lot of tabletop games, and very few offer this level of replayability out of the box. The terrain alone is worth it if you play other games. The minis can be used in RPGs, and the rules hit that perfect sweet spot of being easy to learn, but deep enough for strategy lovers. It's not a cheap game, but if you love customization and tactical play, this box gives you years of content, even if you play occasionally. Heroescape is the kind of game that turns heads when people see it on the table. It's a showpiece. The best way to describe Heroescape is a platform. This isn't something you play once and forget. It's a system you build, expand, and make your own over time. All right, now that we've covered what's in the box and why this game is special, let's move on to learning exactly how to play. Grab your dice and cards. We're going to go step by step through the setup and gameplay.